Welcome back. Today I have expressionist MJ.
Get ready for the real estate show that takes you across the barriers and into the danger zone. That Bitchin' Real Estate Podcast with your host, Tenacious Ten.
MJ, I have been obsessed and fascinated with you from the moment I saw you on social media. Who are you and why?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm just, I'm an artist.
Yes.
And just the course of my life just followed a path. And it's been all around kind of like the camera, acting, makeup, just kind of like the film industry in general. And it's kind of morphed into this art form.
Yes.
That I now create pieces of art.
And when you're creating your pieces of art, they're very meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just, hey, I want to make this pretty poster. You actually dig into different social awareness issues. Can you tell me about a couple of those?
The topics that I've done is on suicide, bulimia, anorexia, mental illness, domestic violence, the fear of aging, a couple more in there.
Yeah, bullying, abuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very serious topics.
Why?
Gosh, since I was a little girl, the art pieces themselves have come from a place since I was a little girl. I get visions, and I feel a responsibility to the visions now that I kind of understand them more.
Yes.
And so I produce artwork according to the vision that I get.
That's
and
so
it's
interesting.
Very personal and deep and a gift.
Yes.
I haven't really talked about that too much to too many people.
No.
Because they
very
just
true.
see me out there doing stuff, and the motivation behind it is where I feel closest to God, and it's a spiritual.
Can
soul
totally
connection.
relate with that. It reminds me of my post. I was actually thinking of you this weekend that said when you pull off all those layers and you really dig deep to that what you think is the ugly part of your life, that's when you find your purpose.
Absolutely.
And that's where it's born from.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple of quick, famous questions.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to ask
I'm still
you.
trying to figure out the one you asked earlier. Like,
Yours is a little different. So as it pertains to creativity, your art,
okay.
what is your favorite word?
It's a hard one.
I think I know what it is.
What would you guess? Let me hear your answer.
Expression.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
To express. Yes.
Expression.
Absolutely.
Along
Freedom.
those lines, what is
Freedom
your,
is expression. To me,
Yes.
expression is freedom.
along those lines, what is your least favorite word?
Can't.
Can't.
I can't.
I think there's a few people in this room that can relate to that. And again, you're waking up in the morning and you've got to face the day and you've got tasks. What turns you on?
I can. Every day I wake up, there's something that doesn't turn off that's in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's that vision and its purpose and responsibility to it. And so I just, as soon
Purpose
as my,
and responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love
That's
it.
what turns me on.
What turns you off?
I think negativity
Yeah.
of any sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're driven, I think we all face those times where we're overwhelmed.
Too many hats, Joe.
Too many hats, for sure. And then things may seem like they're not going your way. And we all have those negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Every single one of us, no matter how positive we are. And sometimes it can lead to the second negative thought. And I think we have more negative thoughts than we actually have positive thoughts. So it's our duty
I
to
agree
turn
with
around
that.
and try and overturn it with more positive. But it's just a natural state of mind, I think, that we all have.
Yep. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Yeah. Don't worry, we bleep this out.
Don't bleep my word.
We can have
You
it
can
raw on a
I
different
get
channel.
it.
We'll bring you back for episode 36. Fuck and all of its many uses.
Okay.
What noise or sound do you love?
You know what? I've been really digging the last couple of days, actually, is Love and Lies podcast. The sound, my background music, I love it.
I have.
I've been digging it.
I gotta admit
Listening to
that
it.
podcast. There's something. It's fascinating.
Thank you.
There's people on there that you wouldn't think would want to expose, and they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to that one for sure. What noise or sound do you hate?
Gosh, this is the one I was stuck on. Oh, the dentist. That sound, that I can't stand that.
Again, there's the people in the room that can
Everybody
agree
agrees
with that
okay.
one.
I don't like the lead vest either. That bothers me.
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you wearing one? Why are you hiding behind that wall over there?
Profession. Again, go back and say that you could pick anything that you wanted to do. What would it be?
Forensic scientist.
Ooh, I
or
like
a rock star. I really would love to be able to sing and perform on stage.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree
I was
with that.
that in another lifetime. Or once I get out of this one, I think that's something that, yeah, one of the two.
Girl, you're meant to be on stage. Yes, you are. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Can I give you two answers? Salvador Dali, dead.
Why?
He totally inspires me. His artwork. He's somebody that was completely inspirational and still is. And I look at his artwork, and when I look at artwork, I'm always trying to figure out what was in the mind of the artist. I'm looking at their piece, but I'm more fascinated with trying to pick apart their brain. And so the research and stuff that I've done on him, how he started as a child, and how his parents allowed him to roam about the house as a king, and his imagination just allowed a lifetime of expression.
I feel like that's kind of how I raised my kids. It's
Good.
All imagination.
Good.
So
Good. And alive, Conor McGregor. I think everybody knows that.
I will have dinner with him too, honey. Is that okay?
He's a complete badass.
Well, thank you for coming on. I like to always end an episode. It is not what you go through. It is how you come through it. Tenacious T.
MJ.
Peter
Toko, sorry. Her husband.
Joe Bizzello.
Out. Now stay tuned as MJ lingers, and I introduce you all to Tyler Rosales, a manufacturer and distributor of natural supplements to WholeFoods, Sprouts, and several other stores across the valley and the country. So today we have our lingering co-host, MJ Mangus. Thank you for staying.
Hey.
And then my special guest, someone who's been in my family for years, inherited by my husband, Tyler Rosales. Tyler, you have been in the nutrition field for how many years now?
30 plus years.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about what that means in the nutrition field?
Well, it's all about experience. It's all about, living what you preach.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think as society moves on, everybody wants to live longer, be healthier. And so I think it's a big aspect of everybody's life, and it should be, if it's not. So
Absolutely. I think as we get older, we realize that our bodies need a lot more than we assumed. MJ, what's your opinion on that?
I think we need to start, starting at a younger age, educating people to start taking care of themselves a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because it's later on, like you said, that you're trying to
Chase the youth.
Yeah.
So when you got started just a few years ago, why? Tell me about that process. You got into the supplement field, correct? And then it expanded from there?
I worked at a health food store for 10 years, and then from there started my own manufacturing business, and then from there became a distributor, which is what I do now.
And who do you distribute to?
To major health food stores, whether it's WholeFoods, Sprouts, Independents, in 5 different states.
Awesome. And give me 2 products that are in your daily routine or that you can't live without.
Fish oil.
Fish oil.
Wow, okay.
Everybody needs to be taking fish oil. And probiotics.
And probiotics. Gosh, that's so interesting because there's been a surgence of gut health awareness out there. Gut being the second brain. And as you know, my youngest is autistic. And we've always been heavy on the gut health, the probiotics, things that are going to help you digest. How do you feel about the fad of also incorporating gluten-free, dairy-free, those other options?
Well, to me, like I said, organic is huge in our business right now. And I try to stay away from anything that comes in a can or in a box.
Yes.
Just because it's not healthy. And I try to eat fresh, organic every day is part of my life. So I think that because there's so much impurities in the canned foods and the box foods and fast foods, that you got to be careful with what you eat. So, gluten's a big issue in our society. So, like I said, there's benefits to everything in life, and I think that living the lifestyle is the big issue here. People think they can just change their diet, can change their exercise. It's not just changing one aspect.
No.
It's just changing your lifestyle as a whole.
And MJ, you've had to prepare for several different roles in your creative process. And if I recall, there was a role that you were portraying anorexic, bulimic, and that was a difficult one for you to go down. Tell me a little bit about the other extreme, where people are just completely going down that road instead of trying to be healthy and slowly.
That was really interesting when I posted that I was doing that piece. I had about, messages, text messages, people reaching out about how they experienced bulimia and anorexia. It's something that I think starts at a very young age that I've learned, and something I think that could be taught or learned in the home. And it's unfortunate, but it's more of like a mental.
Yes. I think society pushes, as you know, an image, especially on women,
Magazines
but I'm
and
seeing
such.
more of it on men. I'm seeing more of it on men as well, to be ripped, to be fit. And I think that if you realize that takes time and there's a healthy way to do that, and we show that to our children, I think that will help in that aspect. So
I think if women are sitting there staring in the mirror and they're saying, I'm so fat, or I need to go on a diet, using this type of language is programming.
Yeah.
Could be programming.
I think at the same time, you got to be realistic as well.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be chiseled
Yep.
the same. Just not. It's just human nature, and that's the way we're built.
Absolutely.
But, as far as being healthy inside, to me, it's more important being healthy inside than it is outside.
It's a mindset.
Right. It's a job too. It takes work. It
Sacrifice.
takes consistency,
Discipline.
dedication. Just like in work, if you want to succeed in work, you can't just say, okay, I'm for the next couple of weeks, I just don't feel like doing it, and you're never going to progress. Tyler, I see you in the gym all the time. How many days a week do you go to the gym?
5-6 days a week.
And how long's your workout?
2 hours minimum.
And would you mind giving us the stats on do you know how much you weigh and how old are you
I'm
too?
6'2", 245. I'm 54 years old.
54 years old, and ladies, he's hot.
Yeah, it looks good.
He's hot.
Thank you.
I just want to point out again, I'm not trying to come down on those that want to pursue a healthier lifestyle, but with anything else, you have to dedicate yourself. And when you start doing that consistently for 90 days, 120 days, that's when the shift a little bit will start happening.
Well, they say it takes 21 days to create or stop a new habit, and I think it's a lot like deciding to quit drinking or smoking or something, a bad habit. It is a mindset. You can stop, and then some people go back to it. Once you make that decision in your mind that this is going to be a lifestyle, like he says, then you even your environment, the people that you hang around with, changes, and
absolutely
where you get your information from and
your
influence.
I'm a big on you're a product of your environment.
Yep.
So you've got to change those things if you're going to better yourself if you're in a bad place.
And this, again, coming from an entrepreneur that built your business from the ground up, distributing to major stores, not just, hey, I've got a couple of supplements on the corner. It's consistent with success, that you take care of yourself, that you dedicate yourself, and you have to do it 110% or you're going to fail.
Well, I'm an example of what I preach.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, if I weighed 500 pounds and I walk into a store and I'm trying to sell a product, they're going to look at me, well, you're not a good example of what you're preaching here. So.
Exactly. You had a funny little conversation with Pete, my husband, in Michigan. And there were some people asking you some questions like, how is it I can get fit? What's a quick fit trick?
No.
And do you remember what you said about that?
I don't, but I mean, I can answer the question. I mean, there is no quick fix.
Right.
First of all,
Right.
You know, like I said, it's a lifestyle. You can't just change your diet
Right.
and not exercise, or not exercise and change, you know, and vice versa. So it's a plan. You got to stick to it. You know, over time you'll see the benefits of you sticking to the plan, and you'll want to continue that lifestyle.
Yep.
So just like anything else in life, if you work at it hard enough, you'll succeed.
Fitness and nutrition bleeds into every area of your
Yeah.
life. And the one absolute certainty of it is whatever you put into it, you get back.
Yeah.
You get the benefit from it back.
That is a really good point, because everyone has to remember it is you.
It's you. You're not sharing it with anybody.
Nope.
It's
100%
the
you.
more you push yourself, that's exactly what you get back. And you never regret it. I've never walked into the gym and said,
Yeah.
I wish I didn't do that.
I wish I didn't do that. That is so true. I have a couple of questions that I like to ask all my guests, and I think it would be really fun to ask you. Okay,
Here we
so
go.
being in the health and nutrition world, I want you to think in the terms of health and nutrition. And Tyler, what is your favorite word in health and nutrition?
Wow, favorite word. I just think you got to stay consistent at what
Yeah.
you do when it comes to nutrition.
Consistency, then.
You know, so
Yeah. And what is your least favorite word?
non-committal, I guess.
I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
I've had enough. And then again, for you, a man that ran his own business most of his life, when you wake up in the morning, there's always something that turns people on, that makes you say, okay, I'm going to continue to do this today. What turns you on? What gets you going?
Well, I mean, I look at life this way. If I can help one person, let alone 1,000 people, live healthier lives and get them to be healthy, then it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do this for the money aspect of it. Never have and never will. And maybe that's why it keeps coming back to me.
Yeah.
Is because I do it to help people.
Love it.
I'm a giver. Always been a
Yeah.
giver. And always will be. So
So cool. And again, something else that's consistent with entrepreneurs and successful people. And then on the same lines, what turns you off?
negative people. You know, to me, life is about being positive.
Mm-hmm.
Being negative gets you nowhere. Just
Yeah.
puts you in a bad frame of mind. So
Yeah.
I try to be positive and optimistic rather than pessimistic and negative.
Yeah.
So, and I think it shows. It shows in your attitude. It shows in your lifestyle. It shows in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
it's
agree.
important to me.
So we will bleep this out because it is a family show. But what is your favorite curse word?
Wow.
And you have to say it.
I guess it's the same one everybody else uses.
and that
the
is?
F word.
You got to say it.
Fuck.
Okay, yay, you said it. Good job. And this is personal. What noise or sound do you love?
Streaming water in the
Oh,
forest.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, I like that one too. What noise or sound do you hate?
Chalkboard.
Oh, yes.
Chalk on a
Oh,
chalkboard.
God.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of that one in a while. Absolutely. Now, let's pretend nutrition never came up in your life and you could start all over and do exactly what you wanted to do. What would your profession be?
Wow. I mean, I've been involved in sports all my life.
Yeah.
You know, if I could go back and do it all over again, I'd probably like to coach just because I love
Nice.
kids. You know, I don't have any
Nice.
kids of my own, but, you know, it's always been a dream of mine. But, you know, I'm
Love
past
that.
that page now.
Love
But
that.
I think
Speaking-
that's what I would be doing.
Speaking of sports, who's going to win this year, the Super Bowl?
Quick,
Just
I've
a quick
always
one,
been a
off the top of your
Cowboys
head.
fan.
There you
so-
go, Cowboys. Dead or alive, if you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be and why?
My mom.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And, you know, she's been passed since 2006, but
Yeah.
I miss her every day.
Beautiful woman. I actually had the privilege of knowing her myself. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Tyler Rosales, for joining us. How can people get a hold of you if they want more information?
They can reach out to you.
Okay.
And then
You're not getting his information, people. Now,
They can write a letter.
Yeah, exactly. I thank you so much for coming on
Oh,
here.
you're welcome.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me.
On the way out, real quick, CBD oil. What's your opinions on that? As well?
I love CBD oil. In fact, we're getting ready to open a store, CBD store here in the Valley. So it's done more in our industry than any other supplement has in the history of supplements. So there's just so many benefits to it, and I just pray that we continue the movement. And
especially for autism. And I know, MJ, you've got another supplement.
I'm just kind of doing a little bit of research on kratom and the benefits, how it's helping a lot of people get off of opiates and different addictions. It's very positive. I think it's controversial.
Yes.
It's something that I would love to get your opinion on.
Well, as is anything else that's controversial.
Right.
Well, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Just like cancer, the word cancer.
Mm-hmm.
There should have been a cancer cure years ago,
Right.
but there's not.
Right.
So
Makes more money when there's not a cure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not really educated when it comes to kratom, but I have heard of the benefits. And if it can help people get off opiates and all these other drugs, then why not?
I kind of see like a hybrid shop of both those supplements happening in the future because of its municipal purposes. And you don't have to have a license like I do to be able to get your medical marijuana. You can get CBD and kratom.
Well, for now, I think they're trying to change, and that's why it's kind of important to go ahead and start educating the public more and more we can on kratom, because as a people, we can change things.
And how do you spell that correctly?
Kratom, kratom.
Yep.
All right. Well,
And the key to anything is education. You
Yep.
know, that's what we lack in society today is education.
Yeah, we
So,
assume
right.
instead of doing our research. So thank you so much. As I always like to exit a show, it is not what you go through, it is how you go through it. This is Kimberly Toko.
Tyler Rosales.
MJ.
Out.